The latest buzz from the Korean entertainment world comes from BTS, this time involving Jungkook together with the other members, who were seen taking a selfie while congratulating Suga in a moment that looked simple yet meaningful, because the image of their togetherness that spread across social media immediately caught the public's attention and sparked curiosity about what was actually being celebrated, even though the atmosphere did not take place on a grand stage or in a big event, but rather in a casual setting that emphasized personal closeness among the members, showing Jungkook, who is always known for his energetic presence, standing next to Suga with a bright expression that seemed to radiate pride toward his senior, while on the other side, Jimin, V, RM, Jin, and J-Hope also joined in, capturing the moment with genuine smiles that highlighted the fact that their bond remained intact despite each of them being busy with individual schedules. And the public quickly came to the conclusion that the congratulatory gesture toward Suga was closely related to an important achievement he had recently reached, whether in the form of a personal project or something tied to his music career, as it has been known that Suga had been occupied with a series of significant activities in recent weeks, making it natural that the other members would want to show direct appreciation through a simple act of togetherness expressed in a compact selfie, a picture that not only radiated strong friendship, but also provided a real glimpse of how the members of BTS continue to support one another away from the spotlight. This moment became noteworthy because it revealed the human side of these idols, who are often only seen on stage under dazzling lights, but in reality also share pride and happiness like ordinary people. And many felt that the way they conveyed their congratulations through such simplicity was more sincere and touching compared to any formal event or large-scale celebration, as the selfie conveyed that what mattered most to them was being present together, not the size of the stage or the crowd, which explains why the photo spread quickly and turned into a topic of discussion among fans and media alike, proving once again that even the most ordinary-looking scenes from BTS still hold a special charm that fuels wide conversation, especially in the context that Suga is known for being a calm figure who rarely shows excessive expressions in front of the camera. So when he stood there smiling warmly with his bandmates, it created a strong impression that the moment was genuinely meaningful to him, while Jungkook's enthusiastic presence in the front row highlighted that their support has not faded despite busy schedules and the passage of time. The photo that looked so ordinary yet was full of significance has now become further evidence of the group's unshakable brotherhood, a value often celebrated by fans because it reminds them of the roots of BTS's journey from debut until now. And the congratulatory message to Suga was finally understood by the public as a sign of appreciation for his hard work that brought real results, a gesture that reflected respect, pride, and affection among the members, whose shared presence continues to be deeply anticipated on one stage again. Jungkook's gesture of celebration, together with the other members, continued to gain attention as the group seemed to be enjoying a rare moment of pause from their individual responsibilities. And the photo of them surrounding Suga was quickly followed by reports that the gathering happened in a relaxed setting where they had time to unwind, a reminder that despite the demanding pace of their careers, they still prioritized being present for one another, especially when a member achieved something significant. And in this case, Suga appeared to be the center of attention, with the others positioning themselves naturally around him, creating a frame that highlighted their sense of unity. As Jungkook leaned slightly closer while flashing an easy smile, J-Hope held his phone high to capture the shot, and RM stood confidently in the back, all while Jin and Jimin added lighthearted expressions that made the picture look even warmer. This type of image resonated strongly with fans, who often hope to see the members not just in staged performances, but also in simple real-life interactions. And many commented that the sincerity of the moment was what made it so special, because rather than organizing a big event or public announcement, they chose to mark Suga's achievement in an understated yet heartfelt way, showing that their closeness extended beyond their professional obligations.
The timing also aligned with a period where each member has been active in pursuing their solo projects. And the fact that they were able to meet and spend time together for this purpose sent a reassuring message that their brotherhood remains firm, while at the same time offering Suga encouragement at a stage in his career that continues to evolve. The scene could be read as a reflection of their growth, both as individuals and as a group, with Jungkook's visible happiness reminding the public of the playful yet deeply supportive dynamic that has always existed between the younger and older members. What stood out most in the narrative was not the grandeur of the setting, but the quiet power of shared presence. Because fans and media alike recognized that the atmosphere captured in the selfie was one of solidarity, calm joy, and genuine pride, qualities that often define the relationship of people who have worked side by side for years. And while the entertainment industry tends to highlight headlines of performances or chart successes, small gestures like this reveal another layer of the story, one that is grounded in everyday human connection. The moment thus added another entry to the long list of memories BTS has created, both for themselves and their followers, serving as proof that even when they are not under the spotlight, they carry with them the values of care and respect that have accompanied their journey from the very beginning. And in this particular instance, the spotlight was not necessary because the quiet celebration itself already said everything that needed to be said about how much Suga's accomplishment meant to them. As the image of Jungkook and the other members congratulating Suga continued to circulate, further observations from those close to the scene described how the group spent more time together after the selfie was taken, extending the gathering into a comfortable period of interaction that reflected their long-standing bond, with food being shared on a nearby table and light laughter occasionally filling the room as they lingered without the presence of large cameras or formal schedules, an atmosphere that carried the tone of old friends meeting rather than global celebrities holding an official event. And what stood out was the consistency of their gestures, as each member, including Jungkook, found subtle ways to keep Suga at the center of the occasion, sometimes through a playful pat on the shoulder or simply by directing attention toward him when a new moment was captured on their phones, creating a rhythm of togetherness that looked natural rather than orchestrated. This was further highlighted by the calm demeanor of Suga himself, who, although typically more reserved, showed genuine appreciation by remaining engaged with everyone present, a detail noticed by fans who later commented on how comfortable he seemed among the people who had walked with him for years. The presence of Jungkook beside him served as a symbol of the group's continuity, the younger member carrying a sense of loyalty that underscored the collective respect they all held, while RM, as always, maintained a grounding role, often ensuring that everyone was included in the frame whenever another picture was taken. The absence of outside distractions made the moment feel more grounded, as though they were stepping away from their public image and simply enjoying time as companions who had reached a milestone together. For the public, this became more than just another photograph of BTS. It became a reminder that beneath the layers of fame, they continued to live experiences that are universally relatable, such as offering congratulations to a friend who has worked hard, sitting together around a table, and enjoying the shared satisfaction of seeing someone succeed. And this is precisely what lent the moment its power, because it reminded audiences of why the group has remained so beloved through the years, not only for their music, but also for the sincerity of their relationships, with Jungkook's visible happiness amplifying the warmth of the occasion, reinforcing the idea that the bonds forged in their earliest days still endure. And even as each member moves through different chapters of their careers, their commitment to honoring one another remains a priority, a detail that adds depth to the narrative of their journey as a group, making this small yet meaningful event an enduring story that will be remembered by fans as another quiet chapter of solidarity in BTS's shared history. In the hours that followed the initial post of Jungkook and the other members offering their congratulations to Suga, The image naturally spread across countless platforms, yet what made the story continue to develop was not only the public's fascination, but also the genuine way the group themselves carried on with their time together, as those who observed noted how the atmosphere never shifted into anything grand, but instead stayed rooted in simplicity, with the members occasionally stepping aside to chat in smaller groups, sharing lighthearted exchanges while others refilled their drinks or adjusted the setting for another casual photo, creating a rhythm that mirrored the ease of long companionship. And while the outside world speculated on the exact details of Suga's achievement, the members themselves did not seem concerned with making it into a spectacle. They allowed the joy to remain personal and contained within their circle, which is perhaps why the captured images felt so authentic. Jungkook in particular appeared invested in ensuring that Suga's moment was well marked, often leaning in or positioning himself so that Suga would remain at the center of attention in the group photos, a gesture that reinforced his respect and affection for his elder, while Jimin and V occasionally added playful touches that lightened the mood, balancing the atmosphere so it felt celebratory without pretense. And Jin, whose presence has always been associated with warmth, contributed with steady smiles that reflected genuine pride. All of these subtle details combined into a narrative that resonated far beyond the walls where it took place, because it portrayed not idols under obligation, but rather friends acknowledging one another's hard work, the kind of scene that carries universal meaning and shows why the group has managed to sustain such enduring connections both internally and with their audience. And as the evening settled into a quieter tone, with some members reclining comfortably while others continued to talk in low voices, the essence of the gathering was clear. It was about recognition, companionship, and the unspoken understanding that success is best enjoyed when shared. Fans who later reflected on the photos saw in them not just the image of a group, but the reminder of a brotherhood built over years of challenges and triumphs, with Jungkook's bright presence and Suga's steady acceptance embodying the balance of youthful energy and calm resilience that have always been central to BTS's dynamic. And when the members finally concluded their time together, the moment required no formal announcement or stage farewell. It ended as naturally as it began, leaving behind a set of memories that carried significance precisely because of their simplicity. A story that, in its quietness, captured the enduring truth that even in the midst of global fame, genuine celebration often looks very much like ordinary friendship. By the time the night had fully settled, the story of Jungkook and the other members gathering around Suga had already woven itself into the broader conversation of fans and media. Yet within the space of that day, it remained a modest celebration, one that emphasized closeness rather than spectacle. Because after the photos were taken and the cheerful atmosphere had calmed, the group gradually shifted into a more reflective mood, some choosing to scroll through the images on their phones while others simply leaned back in quiet contentment. And what became most apparent in that transition was the enduring comfort they found in one another's company, with Jungkook staying nearby Suga as if to underline the importance of presence over words, RM taking on his usual role of ensuring everything flowed smoothly, and J-Hope occasionally lifting the energy with light gestures that reminded everyone why his spirit has often been described as the glue of the team. The balance of personalities was on full display even in such a simple setting, and it highlighted how years of shared experiences had created a rhythm where each member naturally knew how to contribute to the moment, whether through silence, humor, or attentive listening. Suga, who was the focus of the evening, maintained his calm demeanor, yet there was an unmistakable air of gratitude in his posture, his interactions signaling that he valued not just the recognition but the effort his bandmates had made to be there. Fans who later analyzed the details of the gathering noted how this spoke volumes about the group's foundation, because what the public often sees are polished performances and global acclaim, but what sustains those achievements are quieter evenings like this when bonds are affirmed in the simplest ways. For Jungkook, still carrying the youthful energy that has long endeared him to fans, the chance to celebrate Suga appeared to be an opportunity to reflect loyalty and admiration, and his visible enthusiasm stood as a reminder that their story is not just about music but about human connection. The photos that traveled across the internet became more than just visual records. They turned into symbols of constancy in a world where schedules, projects, and individual paths can easily pull people apart. showing that BTS remains anchored in values of mutual support. And as the evening wound down with the members beginning to leave one by one, the sense left behind was not of an ending, but of continuity. Because gatherings like this are not rare exceptions, but natural extensions of who they are to one another. Friends and colleagues who recognize that the simplest act of showing up can carry more meaning than any formal celebration. And thus the day concluded not with fanfare, but with quiet reassurance that even amid the vast scale of their careers, the small and genuine gestures of unity continue to define their journey.